I am the CEO at Nomadex and also the starter of the digital nomad community in Madeira, in Cape Verde, and now the most recent in Brazil. So I work with governments to start digital nomad communities all around the world. Digital Nomad Village is a community that we build in the village. So we make the village perfect for digital nomads by preparing the accommodation, by preparing the working spaces, even the restaurants, as 25% of the nomads are vegetarians or vegans. So we do all this preparation, and then we make sure we always have a community manager there to make sure that we have daily events, to make sure that everybody arrives on the first day is integrated. And by default, we do it in villages. That makes sense, right? So we make sure that villages are the best places in the world for digital nomads. We have like these very cute small villages all around the world. And the idea is that community happens neutrally in villages, as the whole setup, the whole geography of a village is very keen for centralize everyone in the main plaza, for example, or around the 10, 20 restaurants that we have. So the idea of building these digital communities in villages comes from first the need for repopulation of villages. Most villages in Europe are nowadays empty. We have this problem in Portugal, in Italy, in Greece, and so many other places. So we make sure that we use also this program as a repopulation program on the long term. By creating these amazing nomad communities, we are also in a 5 years site to try to also repopulate the place, to try to make more people actually stay there, because life is so much more interesting if we have this community around you. I think it's all about community. Digital nomad life is not as perfect as most media paint it. We have several challenges, starting by loneliness, for example. It's very hard to arrive to a new place and make friends. So we try to help with that. We try to help with all the friendships, all the social parts of being a digital nomad, and make sure it's as easy as possible to make your 50 best friends in the first week. That's the difference between traveling between communities and traveling alone. Traveling alone becomes very hard. Socially, it becomes very hard for your mind, for your brain. So we try to make sure that you have this amazing community all around you, and that if you want to dive in the community, you can do it anytime. And this is the main reason why it's so important to have a community always around you. And we believe that this will happen 10 times easier in a place like a village. Yes, Brazil is like the underdog in this whole situation. So I don't understand why. I was just there 1 month preparing everything to launch Pipa as the new digital nomad feature, PIPA. And Brazil is like one of the most amazing places I was ever in my life. I was in Thailand, I was in Bali. Trust me, Brazil is nowhere on the back of this. Brazil is actually leading, in my opinion. The whole culture, the weather, everything is really perfect for me. So we believe that Brazil is one of these places that needs to be done, where we need to have community. Several people told me, is Brazil safe? And this is a good question. And the answer is depends, of course. A big city like Rio, like São Paulo, they are not safe. I would never tell you to go there. But the truth is, in the northeast where we are building, I was walking around at 4 a.m. and it's very safe. So we look for places in Brazil that are safe, that have good internet infrastructure, that have good accommodation infrastructure, and where we believe our community can thrive. Pipa is all that, and to be honest, much more than that. So Pipa is this small village, 20,000 people. It's a surf village, very hippie. It's known as a hippie community. It was there before all the surfers came in, and all the nomads are now joining as well. A little bit like Django, actually. So you can surf every day, you can do longboard. The weather is in the winter 28 degrees, in the summer 32. It doesn't change much around the year, so it's very nice. You have all the restaurants there. That was the thing that surprised me the most. You can live in a very nice place with pool for 800 euros. You can eat out in very nice restaurants. The coffee is great. It's just a very good life. So we are now preparing everything to welcome nomads. We will launch on the 1st of November. And until then, we are just making sure we have the right types of accommodation. We are building co-working spaces with our partners there, which was the only thing missing. And we are preparing the community. So we're doing big parts in the 1st of November to kickstart all this. We'll start by 6 months, but we want to stay. And this project is done always with the government in the Brazil case, we have three governments investing in this. We have the national government, the federal, we have the state government, and we have the municipality government. They're all from different parties, so trust me, it was not easy. But the truth is, right now, everybody's very aligned. Everybody understands the potential that these tunnels have, and that makes me very happy. And everybody's trying their best to make this project work. I believe so. Like, when you visit such a special place with such a strong culture like Brazil, when you see the weather, when you gather surf, when you are just walking around with a quad bike on the beach and enjoying life, I believe Brazil will be a star, and I believe Pipa will be what today Ponta do Sol is, the digital nomad village of Ponta do Sol is for Europe. I believe Pipa will be for the whole South America. I believe Pipa is the most interesting place of South America. So that's what we are betting on. And it's, of course, a big vision. South America is big, it's incredible, it's beautiful. But from all the South America, I believe Pipa is one of the most special places. And we were very lucky to found it, because in a country with more than 200 million people, that is almost half the size of Europe, finding a village that is a hidden gem, that is beautiful, that has the infrastructure, was a very hard task. But now we believe that Pipa is the best place in South America to be. And we're just preparing everything to welcome our community. Well, we don't know. Like, we just go with the flow, honestly. Some people think I'm planning this for a long time. No, it's just literally almost like a feeling, you know? Like, I only go to places that I think they are undervalued. For example, I'll never do a village in Bali because everybody's already going to Bali. But I feel nobody knows about Pipa except my Brazilian friends. So if we find anywhere in the world that is beautiful, that has the right conditions, and where we can build a village for our community, we will. That's the goal, right? But at the same time, we are not looking for it. We are very happy on the places we found in Ponta do Sol, in Cape Verde, in Brazil now. It's just a coincidence that they all speak Portuguese, but it really helps me as I'm Portuguese as well. Yeah, we don't know. Like, I want to do more stuff in Africa for sure. And I love Sri Lanka, so I'd love to do something in Sri Lanka in the future. But right now it's very unstable both. So if the opportunity comes, if everything is perfect as we found in Pipa, yes, we'll do it, of course. We are very keen to create a global network of communities for our distant out community, while also integrate them with the local community. So it's all about community, and we will build it if we needed to. Oh, I think it will be beautiful. I think Madeira was also a hidden gem, and we were very lucky to find Ponta do Sol. And I think the only challenge in Brazil right now is the connections to Europe. They become a little bit more expensive after COVID. The price that you used to pay for a return trip is now a one-way trip. Except that, I think it will start to grow this year up to 300, 400 people there. But I think we will have to create new villages in Brazil very, very soon. As just internal market, there is several thousand of nomads in Brazil that only travel inside Brazil. And they are crazy with this project. We doubled our followers in NomadX since we announced, just because Brazilians are so cool and are always wanting to know more and very curious about this project. So I believe it will explode very soon, that we will need to create the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth in the next couple of years, because the whole region of the Northeast is still to be found. Everybody in Brazil goes to the south. So the Northeast I already have a list of the 5 next villages. So it will be very interesting to, as soon as Pipa gets full and we need more space, we know where to build next. Yeah, we have a nice plan, and I think it will be very fast until Pipa will be completely full of digital nomads with a nice vibe. People surfing without t-shirts, flip-flops. It's all that and a little bit more. So yeah, we have a plan for the fast growth. And we have no doubts that it will explode. It's just a matter of time. Now, so the next one in Brazil, it will not be a village, it will be a small city in the Northeast, because we believe also that not everybody is in love with villages, and we understand that. So I can tell you that it will be a capital of state in the Northeast, and that it's a small city and it has everything. It's known for beach tennis, beach volleyball, amazing city beach, and very nice vibes. I was there, so if you follow my Instagram, you'll probably know where it is. Yeah, we already talked with the government. They are very into it, so just a matter of months until we announced it. But for now, we don't want to jinx it, so we'll keep it secret. Unless you follow me on Instagram, then you'll know where it is. Ooh, so many. So it starts with the government. Like in Brazil, we have three different structures of government: the state, the local, and the national. And right now, they are all from different parties. That's a challenge. They will ask you a lot of questions. The challenge of being in a new country and understanding the culture, understanding how things work. That's a challenge. The challenge of finding the right places, like in a country like Brazil, with such a huge country with so many people and people trying to push you left and right to create there, you have to really go through your values and understand what's important for our community. That's a challenge. The challenge of unstructuring everything and helping people understand what digital nomads need when Brazil had this mass tourism for a long time, and understanding that they can change and can have a different type of markets. For example, in Brazil, lots of people believe that digital nomads were just backpackers like they used to have in old South America. We have to re-educate them. That's a challenge. But the challenge of bringing people and actually showing them that a country like Brazil, that is known, unfortunately, by being dangerous, can actually have small heaven. So it changes the whole perception that people have about a country like Brazil, that Brazil is not safe. That's very hard to change perception of people about the country. Yeah, there is a lot of challenges, but on the other side, there is amazing communities to be built. There is amazing places, and we are ready to work. We did this twice. We'll do this for the third time, so we know the challenges. And we know what's on the other side, which is a happy community, which is changing lives literally. Like people that got inspired, left their job, now they are entrepreneurs, people that made their best friends. So it's completely worth it. So yeah, very challenging, but the other side is also very beautiful. I would say come early. Like February is like the biggest month. It's like August in Europe. So I would say it's a bad idea to try to come in February, to be honest, because it will be completely full and the prices will go to double at least. So come in November, come in December, or come in March. I believe that February will be very hard for our community to stay there. It will be like August in Europe. So my advice, come right away on November, come in December, but then plan also to find the different locations for February, as February in Brazil will be chaos everywhere. It's like this year was in August in Europe. Airports, I believe that will have some chaos everywhere. So come early or come from March. The weather is good the whole year around. So don't do it just to escape Europe. Like you can literally come every month, any month of the year, and the weather will be incredible. The community will be there. So don't do it just to escape the winter of Europe. Do it because Brazil is just one of the most incredible places in the planet.